I want to start the broadcast today by just giving you a little bit of my passion with respect to resurrection. I've said this many times on the broadcast, it bears repeating. If you took resurrection out of Scripture, all you would be left with is a torn and tattered document devoid of all meaning. In other words, resurrection is central to our faith. Without it, there is no faith. Indeed, let me go further and say, without it, there is no hope. But think for a moment what resurrection entails. It entails believing that someone dies and comes back to life. Someone has the power to lay down his life and take it up again, thus demonstrating that he is God. And even more, what it entails is that if this is indeed true and verifiable, then the Christian religion trumps everything else. Because if Christ rose from the dead, then we too have hope that we will rise from the dead, immortal, imperishable, incorruptible. And what that then means is that we will live our lives by a completely different standard, no longer fixated on temporary things, but rather focused on the eternal. Our life is a vapor. It's here today, gone tomorrow. We live as though this life is forever, but it's not. Trust me, I look at the obituary page every day, and it is not. In fact, the other day I was looking at the obituaries, and I saw someone that I recognized. And that face was smiling back at me, but no longer in the land of the living. But Scripture says that everyone who has died will be resurrected. Not some, but everyone. Some, however, will be resurrected to eternal conscious torment, some to everlasting life. These are the unequivocal words of Scripture. So Christianity doesn't give us a peaceful way to come to terms with the maladies of life, the difficulties of life, the tragedies of life, but it does give us something far greater, a way to overcome them through the power of Christ's resurrection. Now, all of this is simply prologue to say this. You and I must be equipped to communicate that resurrection is not a fantasy. It is not a wish or a dream. It is a tangible reality. And quite frankly, throughout my ministry, I've spent as much time on this subject as any other. In fact, I have committed myself to developing memorable keys for you so that you can not only know personally the reality of resurrection, but so that you can communicate it to others. I developed an acronym. The acronym is the acronym FEAT, not feet as in F-E-E-T, but rather feet as in F-E-A-T. The idea being that the resurrection of Jesus Christ is the greatest feat in the annals of recorded history. Christ was able to overcome the power of death. Muhammad couldn't do that. Krishna couldn't do that. Abraham couldn't do that. Moses couldn't do that. No world leader, no religious leader was able to do that. Only Christ was able to do that.